This was a great investment by Elon Musk in Donald Trump.
CNN, the propaganda arm of the government, have had the gall to say that Elon Musk will use X as an organ of propaganda. Well, we know, thanks to the Twitter files, that that's exactly how social media has been used as soon as the government worked out how to use it in that way. So who's a greater threat to free speech? Is it Elon Musk or is it CNN? Let me know in the comments and chat. Let's have a look at that claim being made.
I want to ask you about X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, and how a Musk role in a Trump administration would interact with his ownership of that platform.
I would suspect he's going to try to merge Trump Social. I've heard from a number of people today with X and take it public because it's a meme stock now. Trump Social already, which is a terrible business. So is X, by the way. X has always been a terrible business, and that was preceding Musk, and now it's worse than ever. But they could merge them and make it a meme stock and make a lot of money for themselves. That could be interesting and incredibly corrupt. They could also, he'll use it as a propaganda organ, which is precisely why he bought it. People misunderstood. They kept saying he was losing money, and I think it was very clear it wasn't about money. This was a great investment by Elon Musk in Donald Trump, and that's how he sees it. He spent hundreds of millions to make billions, and he could be our world's first trillionaire. If you're comfortable with a single person who has interests all over the federal government, including $15 billion in contracts, deciding things.
What the pundit there has described are some principles, right? And the principles, if you listen to them, are there should not be concentration of media in one person's portfolio. But think about like News International or News Corp, the set of international media interests around Rupert Murdoch. And think of all the journalists that work for Rupert Murdoch and that believe they're doing good work, fervently carrying out their work, we're doing good journalism. But essentially, if they say stuff that is detrimental to the interests of Rupert Murdoch, they're out. Think of the legacy media organizations in the United States of America that are dependent on the advertising money of Big Pharma. What must they be thinking now? And if you're against billionaires having influence in politics, then what is the relationship of Bill Gates with the Democratic Party? And what is the relationship of George Soros with the Democratic Party? So if that is a true principle, and you are a true supporter of the Democratic Party, what you'd be saying is, I can't be in this party as long as you keep accepting that money. Or you don't have that principle. You don't have that principle. So those were, I think, interesting questions to put forward. But those questions do not have the same validity if you only ask them when it suits you. If you only ask them when it suits you. From January, I guess it's around January 6th, that there's a peaceful transfer of power, we'll be able to look at how the second Trump term looks. And I guess if you were just looking at it rationally, it's going to be a bit like the first Trump term between 2016 and 2020. And Trump would say that was negatively impacted by the pandemic, right? And any reasonable person would say, well, but now it's a Trump government where he's sort of publicly stated that he made mistakes in the advisors that he appointed. And this time he plans to give more power to Bobby Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, and we'll see. We'll be able to experience it. What I don't think it's going to be, and here I'll say it on camera, I don't think we're all going to end up in internment camps for dissent. And I feel that the way that things were going and I'm not talking about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden as individual human beings. I'm talking about a set of global institutions that have co-opted democracy, primarily using the language of social democracy, and yet the policy of the neocon policies that we recognize from the sort of Iraq wars. That's why someone like Cheney can become part of that movement, and it kind of doesn't matter. What we would see is a sort of a slide towards Kafkaesque, Huxley-esque, Orwellian totalitarianism, all the while being told, say thank you. Say thank you for the boots stamping on your face, decimating the divine image that each of us bear as the insignia of all that is in holy. Say thank you for that. Say thank you for that, because we are protecting you. Let's have a look at The View calling for censorship of social media.
Can we not let Fox News off the hook, please?
I don't understand.
And Newsmax and all the of fake news that's been going out there. You know, one of the things that we need to do, and it's not to abolish the Department of Education. As a former teacher, believe me, he's talking about doing that.
Yes.
You know, kids I brought this up before, I'm going to bring it up again. In Finland, kids in nursery school are learning to discern between fake news and real news.
Yeah.
They should be teaching that in this country.
Yeah.
Teach children tolerance. Teach them to think critically.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social media.
It's not going to get any better with Elon Musk now in the administration.
How dangerous is Elon Musk? He's now in charge of 3 branches of government. You've seen that meme. Elon Musk, the idiot, spent $44 billion on Twitter, and all he got is control over 3 branches of government. Now, you can see why people might have oligarchical concerns about such a appointment, and let's see how that plays out in real time. But let's also look at what Elon Musk has done for free speech, in so much as he certainly deregulated and debugged Twitter of all of its insidious interlocution of government agencies like the FBI and CIA, who are deeply embedded, who are paying money. There's a lot going on in there. It's not happening in the same way to the same degree now. That much we can be certain of. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember, turn on the notification bell and subscribe. If you're watching us on Rumble, our home, subscribe here. This is where we do our finest and our best work. Rumble make these snacks, you see. This is a brand called Positive. It's a pet food brand that Rumble have. But also they have a pet insurance that is an affiliate to it. You know, like dogs can go from very high energy to being sick in an instant. And you know, it's like if you have to call a vet, like when they're out of hours. It's a terrible way to manage your dog's health. Not to mention it can be very stressful for you. So there's this emergency pet kit that you can get from Positive Health, which contains critical medications and supplies that can keep you out of vets and maybe even save your dog's life. So if you want to use it, go to Positive, that's spelled like P-A-W, positive.com/brand. That's Positive, P-A-W-S, itive.com/brand, and get your pet emergency kit that's got critical meds in it like activated charcoal and styptic powder, and you can get 15% off using the code BRAND today. Go to positive.com/brand and use the code BRAND to get 15% off. I like these Rumble connected organizations because they've been so supportive. Good boy. So supportive to our channel. It's great to give a little bit back. There it is. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.